surprising illusion of the people redoubled. They found the wondrous grin to be but his ordinary face. Forever, his new person was illuminated.
Like an alien face. Weird. Oh, it's so weird, man. I feel the freaking faces everywhere. Okay, this is Lucid Dream. Well, it wasn't a dream. It was better than a dream. It was lucid. It was a virtual reality lucid dream. Because it wasn't virtual reality, but it was a virtual reality lucid dream. And, but there were a lot of virtual reality parts to it. Okay, so, and this was like a couple days ago, on the 22nd, or no, 20th, I mean. And, so anyway, okay, so the aliens put me in, okay, see, I just, me and my mom, we just ate at a restaurant on Saturday. And then I had this experience on Monday morning. And, so they kind of went off that, because we ate at a restaurant, an India restaurant, or Pakistan restaurant, or whatever. And so, okay, so the aliens placed me in this sandwich restaurant. They didn't tell me exactly what the name of it was, but they told me it was like a Jason's Deli. And I do drive, I have been in the Jason's Deli a long, long time ago. Back in Kansas City, I went there at least 2 to 3 times. Can't really remember the food being that great, but there's one right there that opened up by the bookstore, so I always drive by it like every night almost. And so they know I kind of had that on the brain. I don't know why they couldn't told me that, hey, you're in a Subway or whatever, but they didn't. They just told me I was in like a sandwich restaurant, kind of like Jason's Deli. But the thing is, it was actually, I kind of felt more like I was in like a building. It was, the restaurant was more kind of like a Chick-fil-A, except bigger. Kind of like, you know, like that, not like a Jason's Deli. And I have been in Chick-fil-A, you know, a couple times, but I don't eat that food very often. But anyway, okay, so I felt like I was in a different dimension. Bobby, get down, you dickhead. Okay, I felt like I was in a different dimension. This cat is freaking 12 years old, and sometimes he acts like he's 90, sometimes his age shows, and sometimes he acts like a freaking 1-year-old. And past few hours, he's been acting like a 1-year-old. He's almost 12 years old. That's like 72 years old in people years. Okay, so anyway, okay, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so I felt like I was in a different dimension. I was in my own city. This sandwich shop was kind of like right there by the road that I go to, and I forgot the name of the road that I go to that they just kind of opened up not too long ago that leads all the way to Walmart, that road right there. I can't remember what it's called, but I go down that road a lot. They stuck me, the restaurant, off, and actually, that's where Chick-fil-A is. That's where the skateport used to be. That's where Chick-fil-A is. Because see, they go off your brain and shit, what's in your brain. That's where Chick-fil-A really is. But like I say, you know, I felt like I was in a different freaking dimension, but I was still in my own town. And, so anyway, okay, let me see. Okay, so, I stood in line, the cashier and everything, the three women behind the cashier, it was facing, north. And I was standing in line, and there was just like a couple women ahead of me. All the cashiers were like 3 women. And I remember having some conversation like about what I wanted. And see, that's the thing about some of these lucid dreams. Well, it depends on how dreamy they are. If they're too dreamy, you gotta hurry up and write shit down, or you're gonna forget a lot of little pieces. But because I know we had some conversations, and I've already forgotten some of the things I said and some of the things she said or whatever. But anyway, so I ordered some food. I think I did say something pertaining to the fact, like, this isn't very big portion or whatever. I think I did say that, actually, but I can't remember what she said. Okay, so anyway, I ordered a sandwich and French fries. And, okay, so, and it was like $9 and something. Okay, so then I went down to sit down, and I was by myself. But it did kind of seem like my sister or mom was out in the vicinity somewhere, but I don't remember actually seeing them. So I sat down by myself. I looked at the sandwich, and of course, the sandwich, all it had on it was shredded lettuce, and the bread was kind of hard, and I don't like hard bread. The bread was hard, and then it had like processed chicken. And I literally tasted, and this is all the virtual reality part, because I literally, well, I mean, the whole experience was virtual reality, but it was more on a lucid dream kind of scale. And okay, so I sat there, I tasted the bread first, and it was just, it wasn't very good. It just tasted like cardboard or something. Then I tasted the lettuce. The lettuce didn't taste very good either. And then I tasted the processed chicken, and it didn't taste very good either. It didn't have any sauce on it or anything. But the whole portion, it was so funny, because the whole portion was only like 3.5 inches long. And I mean, that's small, because normally when I get a Subway, it's 6, I get a 12-inch. But normally I can only eat a 6-inch. And so anyway, so yeah, it was like 1/3 of a 6-inch Subway sandwich. And you know, I bought those sandwiches. Last time I bought it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago at a Subway store. But like I say, in the experience, they told me it was like a sandwich shop, kind of like Jason's Deli. But it wasn't a Jason's Deli. It was just a sandwich shop. But like I say, I felt like I was kind of like in the building of Chick-fil-A. And I was exactly right there in that area, and, you know, off of that road right there that leads to Walmart. In this lucid dream, except, like I say, in this experience, I felt like I was in a different dimension. Okay, so anyway, but I literally tasted everything, and it was just so cool. And another experience I had just a few days before that, they also made me eat a lot of food. And I already did that video, but I deleted them because I need to redo it. because I tried to merge the videos together and it wouldn't let me because I had copyright music on there. But yeah, but it's so awesome when you get to eat things and you could actually taste it and everything. And so, like I say, they just made me eat a lot of food in another lucid dream to Dallas just a few days before this. And okay, so, but the French fries on the plate, I mean, they were French fries I've never seen in my life. The French fries were almost like small, 1 inch, not even 1 inch, small 3/4 long inch flat, like tapeworm type of things. I mean, they were flat, like 3/4 inch long, and about 1/4 of an inch. No, wait a minute. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch, or maybe a little wider than 1/4 of an inch wide. And it was just a small little portion, and those were the French fries. And I did not try the French fries. I did not eat them. I was just looking at them like, wow, these are some weird French fries. But I actually tasted the bread first. I actually ate some of the bread, and then I ate some of the lettuce, and then I ate some of the chicken. And none of it tasted very good. And like I say, the small portion of French fries, they were bizarre French fries. Just a bunch of little flat, like almost like a bunch of little flat noodles or flat tapeworms sitting on your plate. And but they were French fries. And so then it was time to pay. And I just remember thinking, in the experience, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go pay for my food. And then I kind of walked towards the door. And because the line, I noticed, was really, really, really long. Like, I was going to go pay, but the line wasn't very long for that couple of seconds. And then I started walking towards the door. And then all of a sudden, to my left, I noticed the line was all the way to the door. You know, the door that you go outside into the parking lot. Like, the door, I mean, the line was super long. And actually, that restaurant that me and my mom just went to, I mean, the lines were like freaking, that buffet was freaking crowded, man. Yeah, so that's where they got that idea. And so the line, I mean, the line was like super long, like at least, in this lucid dream, the line was like 75 people. And I'm thinking, okay, well, first of all, the food, I was thinking in my head, okay, the food tasted like shit anyway. And I wasn't going to sit there, you know, stand there and wait in line for an hour or whatever. And actually, well, the other real life situation was prior to this experience. I was at Big K because they're going out of business, and the lines were super long. But believe it or not, I got into one of the lines, and there was still quite a few people, but it took no time to check me out. And so anyway, so that's where the aliens got that idea to put that in the lucid dream, in this lucid dream. And I have hung out with people before that were like freaking crazy, and they always wanted to like walk out of restaurants. But anyway, so like I say, I was going to pay for it. But then when I realized the line was that long, and I realized, well, the food tasted like shit anyway, I literally hurried up and walked out of the restaurant. And I started walking fast, you know, because I didn't want to get caught by the cops. I didn't want them to like to call the cops or whatever. And I thought, well, the restaurant is so busy. Those 3 female cashiers that saw me, you know, there's so many people in the way waiting to pay for the food. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to catch me or see me walk out the door. And okay, now. At the beginning part of the experience, I felt like it was daytime. It was daytime when I first started ordering my food. When I got out into the parking lot, it was nighttime. And I started walking north because that's where the parking lot was and that's where my car was. And believe it or not, I finally found my car. I kept walking. I finally found my car. And but it took a little while. The aliens many times, like, they'll make me not ever find my car. Like, they do that a lot. Like, I'll be trying to find my car and I never can find it. My exact car that I have in real life, they'll put that in my scenarios. But this time, it took me a little while to find it, but I did finally find it. Okay, so anyway, but before I found my car, it was nighttime, and I was walking down the parking parking lot that particular time I was facing east. I was facing east, and and the restaurant was about to close. And like I said, it was nighttime. And then I saw about 2 or 3 employees, like a couple women, one guy. They looked like they were in their 20s, and they were walking, you know, towards north, coming out of the restaurant because they were getting off duty. They were off work. And then I looked over to my left, and there was like a warehouse, like a docking station, whatever you call it, where the semi-trucks pull up to the little squares, and their ass end is hanging out, the semi-truck, and it was all like freaking on fire. And I don't know why the aliens been doing that a lot lately. They've been putting like fire and scary shit in my scenarios, and which is kind of funny because fire is kind of demonic. It's kind of symbolic of demonic crap. You know, fire is. And like I said, they just put fire in my scenarios many, many times in the past several months. Yeah, and so I saw that, and I just remember thinking, I mean, it was all red on fire. I mean, it was like scary, but I wasn't afraid I was gonna like get burned up or anything. I saw the employees walk out going north, and then I looked to my left and I saw the little warehouse dilly bobber with the semi truck, you know, docked in there or whatever. And I just remember thinking, okay, I gotta hurry up and get past this freaking fire, you know. And so then, like I say, I finally found my car. And then, okay, here comes the funny part. This is the part where it could have been total virtual reality, but like, the aliens were lazy. So, I mean, my virtual reality experiences, it's no different than like walking around in 3D. But most of the lucid dream, some of my lucid dreams are virtual reality, but a lot of them feel like I'm in a different dimension, and they're no different than walking around in 3D either, except they feel like freaking like you're in a different dimension. But this was more dreamy, you know what I'm saying? It was still virtual reality, but more, you know, you could tell, you know, I'll have to do a separate video and all those separate things, like lucid dreams and virtual reality experiences and remote views and all that, and out-of-body experiences. But, yeah, so anyway, anyway, like after I saw the fire, the ass end, the whole 1/3 of the ass end of the semi-truck on freaking fire, after I saw that, and the employees, you know, walking out off duty from work, I started walking around the parking lot. And I finally did find my car, but it was like, okay, this is the funny part, and this isn't the first time I've had lucid dreams like this. But so I sort of like I said, the aliens, if they wanted to, they could have made it like 100% virtual reality, and I literally got into my car, drove down the road, and then drove home. Like, they know exactly my route home, how I go home, like from the bookstore or Big K or Walmart or whatever. And that's the exact route I took in this lucid dream after I hurried up and walked out of the restaurant without paying. I didn't pay for the food. No cop ever tried to follow me or anything. They didn't program that in the experience, but I was still trying to hurry up and get home because I knew once I got home and closed the garage door, I'd be safe. Okay, so this is the funny part. So when I got into my car, I pretty much just kind of did it with my mind. And then I just kind of started zooming around like not the parking lot. I zoomed out of the parking lot with my mind. I went down the road with my mind, and then took a ride down the other road, took another ride down the other road, took a left, took a right, and then finally, I just kept doing that with my mind, and then finally, I just like, bam, with my mind, pulled myself, into and I was supposedly in my car, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of all did it with my mind. You know what I'm saying? That part was like totally virtual reality. You know what I'm saying? But the aliens sometimes, I don't know, they're just lazy. But yeah, that part wasn't very virtual reality. You know what I'm saying? It's like the aliens were being lazy. Okay, well, thanks for listening.